Hey Rick, it's Mark from Set My Site. Hope you're doing great. This is a quick video tutorial to show you how to update your website photo galleries. All right, so let's jump right in. I'm in the back end of the website. This is the dashboard, what you see when you log in. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to navigate over here where it says Pages. I'm going to locate the photo gallery page, which is called Gallery, which is right here. And I can just click on that in order to access the back end editor. All right, so now I am back in the photo gallery page, and this is what it looks like from the back. It looks, strange. You don't see any photos because the photos are contained in these modules here, where it says Media Gallery, Masonry, and Grid. Those are the modules that contain the photo galleries, and each of your sets of photos is set up as a single gallery. So if I go to the front end of the gallery page, scroll down, you'll see this first gallery with 3 photos. That is its own unique gallery. And I can tell because when I click on that first photo and I scroll through, it simply recycles. And every single time I click the arrow, it's going back to those 3 same photos. So it's a unique gallery. And we did it this way because I know that you want to have each of these projects kind of in its own section dedicated to itself. So they're not all kind of mismatched. Each project is on its own line, so to speak. So you can see this one has 2 photos and it's on its own line. This one has 3 photos, it's on its own line. This one has 2, this one has 5, etc., etc. So in order to do it that way, in order to get that kind of look and feel, we have to go ahead and create individual galleries for each of the projects. Simple enough. So what you see here, where it says Media Gallery, Masonry, and Grid, that is your first gallery, which is right here. And if I hover over and I locate that green bar, I click on that pencil icon, that allows me to edit the settings associated with this gallery. You see the images up here, 1, 2, 3. You can drag to reorder those images as you'd like. So that's very easy to do. And when you are done, make sure you click Save Changes. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one more time. We'll take a look at some of the other settings here. The only other setting that you're going to want to pay attention to is the number of columns. What I like to do is, depending on how many photos you're using, make the number of columns match that number of photos so that each of your galleries takes up one single line horizontally left to right on the display page. So what you're seeing here is 3 photos and 3 columns, on desktop, on horizontal, on tablet, and on phones. So that seems to work pretty well. So you can pretty much copy that same method. So when you're ready to add a new gallery, what I would do, the easiest thing to do is hover over one of the galleries, maybe the first one, and locate this little kind of double square here. That means that you're going to clone this particular module. So when you click that, you've just cloned it. It's hard to see because all of these look exactly the same. So that's why maybe cloning the first one's the easiest thing to do, because you could just grab that first module and then drag it down to where you want it. So I'll just take this clone and move it to row number 5. Okay, I'm going to preview that right now. Click the preview button. And let's go ahead and take a look at row number 5 now and see what it looks like, just for testing purposes. Taking a little bit of time here to load. That's because I'm syncing Dropbox on my computer right now, so I apologize for the wait. Okay, here we go. So there's row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, and row number 5. And as you can see, it's a clone of that first one that we did. And so that is great. That's what we wanted to see. And all you would need to do then, once you find out, where you want to put it, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, edit. Just remove these images by clicking the X button, and then click that plus button, and then locate the images in your media library. So let's say it's this one and this one and that one. Then you would just click Add Images. You would make sure that your number of images matches the number of columns on each device type, and then click Save Changes. Then Update in order to publish. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is actually really an important part of managing your photo galleries. So it's not necessarily related to doing anything on the website itself, but it is related to your media and making sure that your media is web appropriate. So We don't want to upload photos that are too large, because if we upload, let's say, an original photo from an iPhone, those photos are sometimes 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 pixels, and it's much larger than you actually need to upload to a website. That's just overkill. That's not needed. And so the reason why we don't want to do that is because the larger the photo, the slower the website load, right? The more resources it's going to take to actually serve that photo to the end user. So you want to reduce the size and the weight of those photos as much as possible before you upload them to the site. So this is really important. We use just a free online website that you can go to. It's called bulkresizePhotos.com, and it's super easy. So you just choose the images from your computer. And so I think I actually saved the images here. See if I can find them. Let's see. I think this is them here, 2019 6/4. All right, cool. So these are the images that we saved from your latest submission request, right? So let's just do, for example, actually, you know what? We can do all of these. We can do all of these all at once. So I'll show you the glory of bulk resize photos. So I'm going to click on all of the photos, and I'm going to open them all. And then it brings you to this settings page here. And so with the settings, what I like to do is use exact dimensions. Let's see, actually. So oh yeah, I'm sorry. Longest side. They've changed the look of this. I'm a little confused. Sorry. So what I like to do is longest side. And so what we want to do is we want to make the longest side of the photo a specific size before we upload it to the website. So to give you an idea of what longest side means is when you have a horizontal image that goes left to right, your longest side is up here, right? It goes across from left to right. That's your longest side. When you go to a vertical photo that is taller top to bottom, your longest side goes from top to bottom. As you can see, that is going to be your longest side. So what I like to do is I usually like to go with longest side and just say 1,000 pixels. 1,000 pixels on the longest side. And that'll resize all of these photos so that depending on whether the longest side is horizontal or whether the longest side is vertical, it'll resize the photo down to 1,000 pixels to the longest side. So I'm just going to start resizing. And it's going to process these images. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this video while it goes through the processing so we don't have to wait through that. Okay, so I just downloaded the photos to my computer, and I'm just going to wait for my download to complete here. So I'm going to pause the video one more time. All right, so I've got the images downloaded. You can see they download to this bulk resize photos zip folder. So you just got to decompress or extract that. So I'll just extract that. I'll pause it again. All of these extract. Okay, so those photos have extracted and now they're here, and we can see the photos are right here. This is just an HTML file. You don't need it. It'll just come with it. Just delete that. So yeah, now you have all your photos, and they've been resized. So you can kind of see here, for example, this first one, it shows you that it's 93 kilobytes. If I go to the original size of that first one, you can see it's 6,753 kilobytes. So that is a significant reduction in size. That's going to be very, very good for you and for your website, because you're not going to want to wait around to upload all of these massive images. The bigger the image, the longer it takes to upload to your website. And the bigger the image, the longer it takes to serve to the customer who's trying to look at your website. So you want those images to be drastically reduced in size like we just did right there. Now we have some nicely resized images. So let's take a quick look here. Let's see here. So let's say we have this set here that says last spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an uploading of this set of images for you, so you can see how I would do it, and then you can kind of use that as a template here. So let's do that. What I'm going to do is take this last image element, clone it, And I'm going to add this to the last spot. So I click on that icon, remove all of these guys that I have from the clone, and then I'm going to go and click on the plus icon. Now I'm going to click on upload files to upload new files from my computer. I am going to locate those files here. And let's see here, images, gallery. And here we are, last spot. So let's just upload these 3 photos now. And we'll take a brief breather here while these upload. Okay, they're done. So as you can see, I've got these 3 images. They're all 3 selected. You can tell because they have this check mark by the top of the image. So that's how you know that these have been selected to be added to the gallery. I can choose more. You can see, and it continues to retain the check mark. And if I want to remove a couple, I just have to click on that check mark to indicate that I don't want those to be added. So I've got these 3 here. So let's add those images. Great. Now let's reorder them as we want. Okay. And then let's make sure that we change the column number to match the number of images. So I'll say 3. Okay. Done with that. Click Save Changes. Okay. Click Update. Okay. Now let's go ahead and refresh the page. Okay. Just waiting for the page to load. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to the last section of images. There it is. There's the last row, and that's what we just set up right now. So that's it. Looks great. So yeah, we're done. That's how you do it. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I left out here. I think that's pretty much it in terms of adding the images. And in terms of reordering, just locate, let's say you wanted to move this last section up to make it like, let's say, 3rd from last. Well, just locate that green bar, and where you have this little kind of crosshairs, click and hold on that to drag it up to, wherever you'd like it. Maybe you want it, 4th from last, or wherever you want to place it, and then you're good to go. It's pretty easy to do. I guess the hardest thing is because there's so many different sections, it's going to be hard to know what row is what. So you might have to do just a little bit of manual counting, kind of like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to remove the 6th section, you just kind of have to count through it because there's no way to kind of see which one is which without clicking onto it. So that might be a little bit of a challenge, but other than that, that's all there is to it. So hopefully this tutorial has been helpful for you, and just let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.